You've missed absolutely nothing. Michaela Breeze together with myself, David Goldstrom, as we go into the second half, the clean and jerk of this 94 kilo competition with Ramazan Rasulov coming in 6th place at the halfway stage, bringing forward 171 kilos.
Just see here Rasulov on the stage. He's not happy. The clock is on 22 seconds. He's complaining that the platform looks slippery. Coach has said, get on with it, you haven't got time.
Well, he's sort of right, isn't he?
Well, he is. He indicated that before he went out. You don't have time to argue, though, before taking the lift when the clock was ticking. It's very difficult to get them to stop the clock. The Russian coach now is asking for a lift maybe to be reinstated. The lifter obviously wasn't happy at the start.
But he's got a point, isn't he?
Just had an official go to the jury table, consulted with the jury. Now no. I think they have reinstated that lift, David.
But that means he's got to make four attempts. He's already used energy trying to get a good lift in as the opener.
An official on the platform now asking for that platform to be wiped again. They did just do it. Won't hurt to give it a second.
That's Raiko Chinen from Japan, one of the 2 technical controllers on Japan. Very experienced, but you know, now she's just saying, right, you've really got to make sure that this is in good condition.
The problem is all the lifters are using chalk, and when that chalk brushes off onto the platform, it does over a few lifts become a little slippy.
Yeah, surprising though, because during the interval of 10 minutes there's plenty of time to actually make sure that the platform is cleaned up, and Russian coach absolutely doing the right thing. He's in there saying, yeah, he's still pointing out that he's still not happy. Rasulov will have the full minute. Well, this is like doing your second attempt.
Well, he's had a feel for the weight. Clean was easy. Let's see if he can repeat that this time.
Well, is he going to pay for it on what will be his 4th attempt? That's the question.
Yeah, it's going to take him something out of him, but I don't think he'll worry too much about that. He needs to get himself in the right mindset. Looking at this, didn't quite get full extension there, so he could do a bit better on the next attempt.
It's interesting though that he dropped the kilos by 5 when he came out for that attempt. He originally had posted 210, and now Zielinski opening up his clean and jerk attempt on 205.
Another lifter here that's not happy with the platform.
Yeah, and he's moved the bar back as well, just to maybe give him a little bit of room if he needs to take 1 or 2 steps forward.
David, even if the platform is slippery, as long as these lifters are splitting nice and evenly and they're landing with the weight even on both legs, 50% on each leg, they shouldn't slip.
Gives him a total of 375. He's now a kilo behind Rasulov.
Clean was very good. Driving nice and straight. Great position on the jerk.
Just to quickly remind you that in the B group, the best of the clean and jerks was 195. Best total was 357, so we're well past that. So these medals will be won by lifters in the A group. And now looking for 4 out of 4, 22-year-old Ragab Abdel Haisaid. Very good. And that ensures his total. Remember, he started the second half of the competition in 5th place. So at the moment, obviously going into first place with that attempt. Goes to 379. And the World Championships in Paris, he was an 85 kilo lifter, finished in 8th place and total 364, 379. So he's absolutely going in the right direction.
It's great to see young lifters coming through.
It's very nice. I mean, to be honest, you know, we don't have too many lifters from the continent of Africa, you know, coming through at the highest level. So this is, you know, this is really welcome news. So 379, he leads the way, and now Arsen Kasebiev for Poland, former Georgian, who is going to try and lift 210 kilos as originally planned. This would take him to 380, put him into first place. On a really good day, he could almost lift 400, but it hasn't started well. So he's really playing catch up. Slip there as well, but I'll tell you what, it gives the whole of the Polish audience here heart flutters when the clock goes down to 3 seconds.
Yeah, there's a few shouts from the crowd there, come on. They were aware that he was running out of time, but just look how hard he had to work on this clean, David. It really did take too much out of him. Hit him hard at the bottom, that's hard to recover from anyway. No disrespect, but that foot positioning was nowhere near good enough. Back foot pointing out to the side, that's going to put the knee under some strain as well. Not a good receiving position.
Li Bing of China wants this weight, and here he is. Now this would only take him to 375. So he still wouldn't be in an overall medal position, but of course he would lead in the clean and jerk. Just gives Kasebiev a little bit of more recovery time. Now Li Bing, 216 in the national games, but in the Asian Championships a couple of years ago, as good as 220.
Again, a hard clean, lacking the kick for the middle. Very strong overhead though.
Stand still, just about here's the buzzer, puts the bar down, 3 white lights. So, takes the lead in the clean and jerk, but still has a lot of work to do if he wants to claw his way back into an overall medal position. And I think that's pretty unlikely.
Yeah, good extension on the clean, he just mistimed it in the receiving position.
Arsen Kasabiev resigned from second and third attempt in a jab.
Alexander Makaranka. Now he's put the bar up 4 kilos from his originally announced clean and jerk opener. Obviously feeling pretty good with himself because he's won the gold medal in the first half of the competition. So this will take him to 390 and clearly in the lead. Well, it's not exactly textbook, but he's clawed his way there.
It's fairly sound technically, but as was evident on the snatch, he's struggling to stand up with the heaviest lift. He's going to be struggling here on the cleans. I'm not sure how much further those legs are going to take him today. See here, extension, drive straight out. So we caught the timing right. It's just so hard. Good drive to arms length.
Second attempt, drugie podejście.
So Zielinski out now. 5 kilo increase. This is to move him up to 380. But you've got to put everything in context. He's got a personal best of 385. So, you know, looking at that for Zielinski, he's now only 5 kilos off that. So he could take that extra 5 kilos on the third attempt. Could take 6. And at least get a personal best out of it.
So I think he'll be keeping a closer eye on where the medals are at first before he goes for personal bests.
Oh, there's an awful lot of people to lift at the moment here. I just think, you know, from the low base of 170, that's his biggest problem. You know, to be 10 kilos out of the game at the halfway stage, it just really just doesn't give you a chance. It only gives you a chance if IVANOV and SEDOV and Makaranka run into trouble. And here is SEDOV. No, the hips were well behind. And interesting, bar up by a kilo. It does 10 to 211. So I saw what that was about. What I was saying a moment ago.
Just stands up very strong, adjusts his hands, never steadies himself. Goes straight into the dip. Probably rushed that.
So here's a man making his second attempt, which in reality is his third, Razulov, because of that retake attempt, which was of course successful. 6 kilos more on that bar.
No legs on that drive.
Well, I did say a few moments ago about Zielinski that, you know, his destiny really was in the hands of others. He's got to make the next lift. He's got to put on at least another 5 kilos. But with 1 or 2 running into trouble, you just never know.
Well, fit to drive, but not high enough. If he's only going to drive it that high, he's got to split wider and drop lower.
Well, can the happiness continue? This will be for 5 out of 5. And again, this is a 5 kilo increase, which is going to take him to 384, which would move him up from third to second, and will put him in the lead in the clean and jerk. And he's got the feet in line and steady. And 3 white lights. What a good day he's having.
Well, what we see from after Hi Saeed is the speed. The pure speed getting underneath that bar. Right high, drops super quick, so he's dropping as the bar's still coming up. And again, very fast on the jerk. That's what saved him.
And he's proudly representing Egypt and Africa. Now, SEDOV, second attempt, 2:11.
Needs to take his time.
But he took enough this time to go into first place overall. First in the clean and jerk. That takes Makaranka of Belarus down to second and Hi Saeed to third.
Yeah, you can see him catching it on bent arms. That's just his elbow lock. He can't do anything about that, but because there's no movement, absolutely fine.
So still to start, IVANOV UTESHOV of Kazakhstan, and potentially Straltsov, who's posted a 2:15 as his opening entry to the clean and jerk. So he could actually cause quite a few problems in the clean and jerk mix, because he is really, although he's got some kilos from the snatch, 167 of them, he's just really concentrating on the clean and jerk.
See there, the Chinese coaches trying to work out their maths.
Yeah, they've gone to 218, yes.
Fighting for the pen. Give me that pen, I want to put my lifter's weights in.
That pen is too complicated.
No widzimy, jak tam gorąco przystąpi przeciw Marszala. SEDOV goes up. 214 kg koszta sztangę. 240. Tomasz Zieliński.
Going to 214 kilos for Tomasz Zieliński. So not the 5, the 4. That's going to take him to 384.
Like that, you really do struggle to find the legs to try and fully commit on the jerk. It's a real shame.
And the news for the back room is not good for Polish fans. Arsen Kasabiev will not be coming out again. He has retired from the competition with just 1 lift out of 4, whereas his teammate here fails to get that third attempt and is left on 380. So sadly for this Polish audience, I'm afraid, Michaela, no medals today, not in this competition.
No, very disappointing. There's a lot of Poles come out in force to support their athletes.
So now for his third, or should we say fourth attempt, Rasulov on 2:14. Remember, he failed at 2:11, bought some time. He's put the bar up to 2:14. So this is a 9 kilo increase.
Corrected it well.
Oh, that's well fought for.
Do you know what? When he lost his hand on that second snatch, I think he's done something to his elbow. He was holding it after his third attempt as well. Luckily that's competition over for him, so he won't have to come out again. This is a real fight. Great extension on the clean, works hard out the squat position. You see the fight, the pure determination to keep it there. Fantastic.
And the reward for the moment is the fact that he's in the lead in the clean and jerk. And of course, Razulov with that effort has taken himself into third place overall on 385. Now, well, you'd lost a bit of enthusiasm for Ivanov, hadn't you, after that snatch?
I just want to see some spark in his lifting. It's just very sluggish at the moment.
Yeah, he just seems a bit pedestrian.
He needs to really wake those legs up now.
He's sort of listless, isn't he? 215 kilos on the bar for the outright lead in both the clean and jerk and the total.
Well, that looked pretty good. That, not so good. It was a good lift, but lacking the spark on the jerk there. I think he knows it as well. He's going to have to find something from somewhere. He looks exhausted.
Up to 395. Yeah, look how heavily he's breathing.
I just wonder if he's carrying a virus, or he just doesn't look well. He doesn't look himself today.
Belarus, be ready, be gotowić.
Not happy out there. Quick for the smelling salts.
First attempt though for UTESHOV. Now remember, he was in fourth place, missed out on the medal, so he was 5 kilos down on the leaders, on Makaranka and SEDOV and Ivanov from the first half, but only 5 kilos, and he's now coming out on 215. So this would take him up to 390. But he's put himself back in the mix now.
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nicely done indeed.
And he's got 2 attempts to come, so he's there to take advantage.
Great extension, very strong clean indeed.
Belarus, first attempt.
Dips and drives slightly out in front, that's why his back foot had to recover all the way forwards.
Now Straltsov. Now whatever went wrong, just have a look for any bandaging or anything like that which could be there. He only lifted 167, then pulled out of the first half of the competition, coming here for 215. He's the heaviest man in the class, so he's going to have to deal with that as well.
I remember him wincing now as he came off, and I remember thinking, oh, it might be that shoulder which is heavily strapped. But the clean and jerk will stress the joints in slightly different ways. Can he stand still? Needs to stand.
He almost lost that.
He's gone, he's gone.
He's got, yeah.
There's somebody on the platform, lift his legs
Come on, loaders. Come on, doctor.
Well, that was one heck of a fight there.
Yeah, but he's all right.
See here, Bob very close to the windpipe as he stands. Doesn't breathe between the clean and the jerk. That's an issue. Got to get the oxygen in. Fighting so hard and still not breathing. Oops. Couldn't have held that for a second longer, I don't think.
So he's now second in the clean and jerk. So there's a chance of a medal. Still plenty of lifts to come though. And Makaranka, it's going to be, I think, next. Bar 215 still. That would be a 5 kilo increase for Makaranka. But now it all gets a bit foxy in the back room from here.
It does, and lifters are looking anxiously at the scoreboard, anxiously at the coach, saying, come on, is it me now?
It's
just waiting for that clock to start ticking. They've obviously got a clock in the warm-up room.
And
there is decision. First attempt of Vladimir is no lift because he finished with press out.
Well, they've turned over, the jury have turned over that first lift of Streltsov. They've said no lift, and so that hard board for 215 counts for nothing now.
Well, they've seen, we're going to see a replay now.
390 masz w tej chwili, szansa na 395 i pierwsze miejsce i prowadzenie.
Press out or shaking?
Well, shaking, wasn't it?
Well, to me, that's the arms working extremely hard and just the physical strain of the weight.
One to talk to the jury about afterwards, I think. But this is Makaranka. Dropped down to third place overall, but this is only his second attempt, so 5 kilos on to go to 395 to regain the lead in both the discipline and the overall.
Not very tidy off the floor there, on bent arms before the bar even came. As a result, that's going to pull him forwards, chest down, bum up. Pull the bar with his elbows down, chest down.
So Streltsov, 40 seconds.
Well, he's not going to be very happy now having to come out for this after being overruled by the jury. It wasn't an obvious press out.
And he didn't put the bar down till the buzzer was there, and I thought the feet were still, so surely it's not that.
They announced that it was a press out.
Well, surely that's got to be okay. But I think he's been a bit hard done by.
I agree with you, David. I would have given him that first attempt.
I mean, when you consider what we've seen earlier in...
That to me, yeah, there was movement, but it wasn't a flexion extension of the elbow. It was just him working hard and under a lot of strain. I'll ask the jury to go and lift these kind of weights and see how they feel.
So instead of being in silver medal, as he was after that first attempt which was cancelled, he's now in bronze for the clean and jerk at the moment. Makaranka. Ivanov still waiting in the wings, UTESHOV waiting in the wings. Also Syed of Egypt waiting. Syed's actually totaled up 384. Interesting to see what he chooses to do now. Makaranka, third attempt. If he doesn't get this, Michaela, that bronze medal which he has at the moment in the overall is vulnerable. He really needs these extra 5 kilos. That's a really hard clean. Has he got any gas left?
He's going to do well to get this. That's taken so much out of his legs.
Sadly predictable. Well, now we wait. Moment with 395, SEDOV in second place, Makaranka in third. It's the same three that took medals in the first half of the competition, but as a spoiler, Streltsov has one more attempt. Li Bing has 2 for China, and here's the man. They bided their time. This is a 6 kilo improvement, or they hope so.
Li Bing here is just going to be contending for a medal on the clean and jerk. He's way too far down after the snatch. 15 kilos down from the leaders.
Well, this is what he lifted in the national games, and he will have really prepared for that because it's such a big cut. He hasn't prepared for this, but he would have been full on for the national games. Well, he's got one more go at it, but is it in his mind? Is it in his body?
David, that's all on his upper body. As soon as that bar came off the floor, his arms were pulling, he was tugging at it. You cannot use your legs effectively when you're on your arms that early in the lift. It's going to take all the speed off the bar, generate no upward momentum.
Okay, so what's he have to do when he comes out for the third attempt?
He's got to be more committed. As soon as he hits that bar there, he needs to be dropping faster. That bar will continue to move up, it will continue to float on its own. He doesn't need to keep tugging it with his arms, he's just got to be quicker underneath.
Well, this is the one man who could complete the perfect set of 6 good attempts.
He's a lifter in great form, he's been fired up for every single lift.
So 5 kilos, this would take him to 389. It would be 20 kilos more than he lifted in winning the Mediterranean Games. That's pretty logical because the competition's a lot stronger today. He had to be ready to really do battle. So far so good, fingers crossed. 2:16, 15 seconds in which to do this, to round off a perfect day. Can he do the clean? 5 seconds, move it, move it. What a pity.
Well, that is absolutely gutting. He's had a superb day on the platform. 5 out of 6 lifts, and that really would have put him in contention for a medal. What a shame.
Yeah, from 369 at the Mediterranean Games in the spring to 384 in the autumn at the World Championships. He is only 22 and he's a lifter that's still got a lot more to offer.
He might be disappointed with that attempt now, but I'm sure he's going to look back on this and reflect at how well he did under the pressure.
He's in 6th place, by the way, the Egyptian at the moment. So now SEDOV sitting in 2nd place, looking to put 5 kilos on here. Final opportunity.
Well, I think you can see what that means to him.
It's all coming out now because that 5 kilos takes him to 396, a kilo ahead of IVANOV. He had to do that because he was the heavier of those 2 lifters. And now Li Bing to come out and try and take 216 again. He's now, Li Bing, dropped down to 9th place at the moment in the clean and jerk. But were he to get this, then it would put him up into the silver medal position. He could still miss out on the medals, but it'll be out of his hands. All he has to do is lift this. Easier said than done.
Scared, David? I think I would do that way.
Just
not in the mind today.
He's been intimidated by the weight, and he is left on 375 in 9th place.
220 Alexandr IVANOV, Russia.
So we have at this moment in time 5 lifts remaining.
Almas,
2 for IVANOV, 2 for UTESHOV, 1 for Streltsov. The situation is leads at the moment with 396 by a kilo from IVANOV, and in 3rd place at the moment is Makaranka, clinging on to 3rd place, but can't really be deprived of that because Streltsov is too far behind unless he produces something amazing. Now IVANOV, who's put 5 kilos on the bar to go to 400. He did 409 in the Olympics. He He did 403 when winning the world title back in 2010. Better clean. Well, whatever it is, it's simply not happening for him out there.
No, he's just not driving at all. With a lifter that is so tall, he's got to drive, he's got to split wide, and he's got to drop low. He's obviously suffering with some kind of problem there, but the clean itself is very, very good.
220. Second attempt.
Not getting low enough or wide enough. He's in pain.
But he's got one more opportunity to pull it out of the fire. And just looking at the weights now, UTESHOV wants 220, but is he going to put the bar up, I wonder? And 225, Streltsov is going for a 10 kilo increase. Now if he goes for the 10 kilo increase, he could get to 392. If he gets to 392, he will take Makarenko's overall bronze medal away. But it's a big call, 10 kilos for Streltsov. What do you think?
I think it's a massive call. I think the referees have really wound him up a treat here by failing or overturning that first attempt.
Yeah.
He is really, really knocked off, and he's going to come out here with the guns
But
blazing.
sometimes, you know, sometimes that a little bit of anger in there, it can play for you. It can do it. Seen plenty of sportsmen and women over the years who've suddenly been really upset, and instead of getting despondent, they actually get a little angry and a little more fire, and they come out determined.
Well, he's bottled it. He did put the bar to 225. He's put it back down to 220.
So he's really doing the sensible thing here, which is he's just concentrating on, you know, the medals, the clean and jerk, because if he gets this, he'll go to 220, and because the other two have got to get there, but it's not to be. So he's left in the silver medal position, but there are only two men left in the competition, IVANOV and SEDOV and UTESHOV. So actually looking at this, he's got to be in the medals, hasn't he? Or has he?
Almas, UTESHOV, Kazakhstan, second attempt. No i to jest atak na pierwszą lokatę w tej chwili oczywiście.
UTESHOV, this is the man who could knock Streltsov out of the medals
Alexandr Ivanov
with 222. He's currently in 4th place, and this is a 7 kilo increase to take him up to a total of 397. So this for the lead, not only in the clean and jerk, but overall, if he gets it. 397 because he weighed in at 93.55, heavier than SEDOV.
He's got it, David.
That is amazing. UTESHOV of Kazakhstan has just taken the gold medal away from his teammate Vladimir SEDOV.
And he's still got one attempt remaining. Does he have anything else left to give?
So at the moment, UTESHOV in gold, SEDOV of Kazakhstan in silver, IVANOV of Russia in bronze. So it's Kazakhstan and Russia. Streltsov down in 3rd place, clinging on to that bronze medal. Could still get there if Ivanov fails. Ivanov coming on for 222. This is a 2 kilo increase. This is going to take him to 397. And because he's lighter in body weight than UTESHOV, that would give him the lead. But UTESHOV, as you rightly said, Michaela, will have the last opportunity. So they obviously feel that this 7 kilo increase, which is what it is, from 215, the successful first attempt, to this 3rd attempt, they obviously feel this is all he can do on this day.
Needs to split really wide. Oh, at last he moves his feet, but can he stand still?
He can now. So, Russia move up from third overall into the gold medal position, but it's not over yet. So,
just watch the replay here, stands up very strong, very fast. At last, he splits to the bar, gets underneath it. That's what he's been meaning to do all the way through. And he found it when it mattered. Do you know what? That was very risky there. He let go of that bar when it was still at eye level. Rules are you've got to keep your hands on the bar below the shoulders. That was cocky and it was lucky.
So, UTESHOV, who's in second place. Now, remember, he's left on 397, so he's got to find 5 kilos, but remember he's also heavier than IVANOV, so he's got to find 6 kilos to 228, which is why that's 220 on the 28 on the bar, and that's only 5 kilos short of the world record for clean and jerk, Ilya Ilin's world record. But that's irrelevant at the moment. He's got to find 228 to regain the advantage and take the gold for himself and Kazakhstan. And UTESHOV, you know, he was 7th in the Olympic Games, he lifted 220 there. Okay, we're a year on. UTESHOV, 25 years of age, and it's as simple as this. If he lifts it, he takes the 94 kilo championship of the world. If he misses it, it's IVANOV's. It's IVANOV's. It just wasn't there when it mattered most. And I think it's probably the fact that IVANOV made that lift which has really disappointed him. He probably thought that he might not have to come out, but he did have to come out, and the title goes to Russia. But boy, Ivanov's a bit lucky today. He only made 3 out of 6 lifts. That is only 50%, obviously, and he wins it with 402 kilos, a kilo less than the total that he produced in Antalya in 2010 to take his first world title. And there is Ivanov, still breathing heavily.
Yeah, he came to life there right at the end, left it very late to start waking up.
But I agree with you, all through that competition, he's never looked 100%. UTESHOV, though, you know, before we get too despondent, you know, he's produced a 397. That is a new mark for him. It's better than what he did in the Olympics, so can't complain at that. And the bronze medalist is Vladimir SEDOV, so Kazakhstan have taken silver and bronze. And SEDOV finishing on 396. 396 in SEDOV's world is again a huge improvement when you consider what he's done before. In the World Championships 2 years ago in Paris, he lifted 385, and he was just a fraction over 94 kilos. He actually competed in the 105 class, but